This is cigar number 93. 93. 2 more it will be 95. 5 more it will be 100. Cigar number 93. Cigar number 93.
You're out of your mind. You are out of your mind.
Come to America, they say. Come have a smoke with us. But nobody bloody said 93 cigars. You know, bloody month and a half.
I have got to I have got to get off eBay. I've got to get off of there and stay off for some good while, a good amount of time, which I just did. I've just done that. Been gone for a while, just got back on. I need to get off and stay off for a longer while. It's you know, there's too much to buy, man. It's too tempting. I have a soft spot for GBDs. Something about them, there are so many different shapes. They did so much funky stuff, man. It's every time you turn around, you see another one that doesn't look anything like anything you've seen before. They're beautiful and usually very affordable. It's tempting. It is tempting to pick one up in particular that I see, but they want way too much damn money for it. He wants too much, and it's not right, and I'm not going to do it, and they can't make me. I went to Nashville last weekend, and I came back with a crack pipe. One of my favorite pipes, the one that I bought, the second one that I bought, and it has turned out to be the one that I smoke more than any of the others, is Ed, aka Eddie. I have shown him before. A GBD, shaped 9437 with the Perspex stem. I'm going to show it off again because I love this pipe. Look at this thing, man. You know, the stem is dirty right now. Pay no attention. I'm not going to clean it up. I don't feel like cleaning it up, so I'm not going to. I love this thing. I've been smoking it probably, well, definitely. I go to this pipe more than any other pipe. I am going to clean up the stem because it's kind of grossing me out. I smoke this one more than any other pipe. I've fallen in love with it. And I went to Nashville to meet up with Yusuf, Smoking Sayed. He was passing through that area, and I didn't want to miss the opportunity to see him, because that's a very rare opportunity. So I took my favorite pipe down there with me, and I had it in my back pocket, and I knew better. I never do that. I knew better. And I had a nice new pouch, a pipe pouch, a pipe roll that Amy, my wife, bought for me for Christmas. It was a Christmas present. Beautiful thing, purchased from Ukraine. Some leather worker in Ukraine had it, and I knew better. I should put it in the pouch and just carry it around in that. And I didn't. I put it in my pocket. And at some point, I must have sat on it a funny way or something, put some pressure on it. Now there's a small crack. There's a tiny little hairline crack on my favorite pipe. I did that. I don't know if you can see it. It's right here. It's in this neighborhood. See it right there. I mean, it just breaks my heart. I feel like a moron. I feel like an idiot. Love this thing. It served me so well. This pipe taught me how to smoke a pipe. I have been smoking the crap out of it. I especially like it for heavier Latakia-based stuff. Heavy Englishes, dark fireds, anything that's rich and needs to breathe, I smoke it in this pipe. And I cracked it. And Yusuf jokingly and lovingly refers to, he's got a pipe that has a crack in the bowl. He calls that his crack pipe, which we had a good laugh about. And so, coincidentally, on that trip, I came home with a crack pipe of my own.
Did the fish bite?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, but that one, I corner, Papa. Umbonale. Awa. Konale masipale.
What is that?
Konale doomsday. Chelile doomsday.
Huh?
That is a fuck up story. So he's gonna cause doomsday that shit.
What, Doomsday?
Yeah. I just said in Sutu, that I call bullshit. That is dangerous. That's gonna cause doomsday.
I mean, that's the theory. That's what they're saying. Like it's,
Yeah.
things getting out of hand, going too far, too wild and crazy, man. Aw.
Goodbye. Bye. Yeah, in Sutu you say, look at that dog. Umbona le imcha. Umbona le imcha. Look at the dog. Imcha is dog.
How do you say this?
Ubona le imcha.
Ubonale imcha.
Yeah, look.
Ubona.
Ibona means have a look.
Okay.
Have a look at that dog. Ubona le imcha.
Ubonale imcha.
Yeah,
Ubonale imcha.
yeah. Have a look at that dog.
Ubona.
Ubona le imcha.
Ubonale imcha.
Aha,
Ubonale imcha.
aha. Ubona. Yeah, then you say ubona le imcha. Look at that dog. They will say, yebo, ubonile. Yes, I saw it.
Yebo.
Ibonile.
Ibonile.
Yeah.
Yebo. Ibonile.
Ibonile. Before the day goes, you'll be speaking shit to you.
But that's not Afrikaans, right?
No, that's Sutu.
That's Sutu.
Yeah, that's the... In Afrikaans, kyk na daai vrou met die rooi hemp.
Yeah, see, that sounds like
Yeah.
Dutch or German
Ja,
or
kyk na daai vrou met die rooi hemp. Sy loop saam met haar man. Hulle het 2 honde. Look at that lady with the red t-shirt. She's walking with her husband and they have 2 dogs.
Wow, okay.
Ja, kyk na daai vrou met die rooi hemp. Sy loop saam met haar man. Hulle het 2 honde.
Vrouw is the woman?
Vrou is woman, man is man.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. But anyhow, on eBay, for the past year and a half, I have never seen another one of these pipes. There are lots of GBDs. There are a lot of GBDs with the Perspex stem. I have never seen this same model, this same pipe, until a couple of months ago when the exact same model popped up on eBay. You can see where I'm going with this. Only it's got a different finish. It's the new era finish, which is funny because this is the prehistoric and that one's the new era. And they, if I had it, they would be like twins. They would be like brothers. And they would rest there in the pipe stand together where they belong, with each other. And I'd have 2, not 1. And I said one's good enough, you know? Like how crazy do you want to get with this stuff, man? I got enough pipes in there. Some I haven't even smoked. There's no good reason. The guy is charging an arm and a leg. Way too much money for this pipe. And I know it. I know it. Because I've been looking for a year and a half on eBay at GBD pipes. And I don't know exactly what it's worth, but I know it ain't worth that. Of course, value is subjective. It's all whatever each person thinks themselves that it's worth, that's what it's worth. And I have said for a long time, it's not worth that much. I can't justify spending the amount of money this guy wants you to spend on that little GBD pipe. And now that this one's cracked, and I can and will repair it, it's not beyond repair. But I'm scared. I'm scared, what if I mess it up? I'm scared, what if I fix it and later it comes undone, the work comes undone. This experience has driven home just how fragile it's not immortal. It's not an eternal thing. It has weaknesses and it can be destroyed or lost or broken. And that sounds like a pretty good reason to buy that other pipe.
The idea of Elon Musk buying Peterson and STG, fuck it, while we're at it, he's STG.
and fucking Peter. Yeah, you can give pipes and tobacco away.
Like, fix it.
Yeah.
Will you just fix it for us? Bring it back. You know what I mean? There were a lot of beloved blends.
Yeah.
Bubbly beloved blends. There's
I don't
been
think
a lot
people
of
will
them.
talk shit about Musk then. I mean, the piping community is so large. We only know the guys on YouTube in our section. I mean, we have guys in YouTube, we have guys that don't even make videos that smoke pipes at all.
I heard that. Paul said that there were, like, he said he guessed at there's probably tens of thousands of people out there watching that don't, that don't talk, they don't comment, they don't always click, they just watch.
Yeah.
Because he said certain videos you put out there, the response is like crazy.
Yeah.
He's like, what we see is from this side, like looking at the camera, what we see is a fraction.
The one video I got over 4,000 views.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, I got 4,000 views, but I don't have so many subscribers.
I mean, do you think that all those are like non-pipe smoking people who come, like YouTube throws the video up there?
Nah.
Or do you think these are pipers that are watching?
There's pipers that are watching.
And they're not subscribing or something?
Yeah. I got, and it was for people from all over the world on that video.
More of them should do it. I say that in my videos. More of them should do it. More people. That sounds, maybe it sounds like an exaggeration, dude, but I think that it would be better for the pipe smoking community.
Yeah.
Not just like the YTPC or whatever.
No, just
for pipe smoking in general.
Because if you look at it,
it needs a positive face. It needs.
Look at the tobacconists; they are making money. You can't tell me you buy now like yesterday a whole lot of tobacco. You're not going to buy again tobacco for the next 2 months or 3 months. Am I right? So they have been customers every day, so they can be in business. So who's buying tomorrow? Who's buying the next day? If we 500 of us that are on the pipe now buys our tobaccos for the next 3 months, he'll have no customers.
Yeah.
Then he'll have to wait another 3 months and then get again customers.
Yeah.
So what does he do for the 3 months? Close shop? No, he can't close shop. He's got to pay rent and wages and whatever shit. But he's got other customers that are buying, which are not on the YTPC. So, yeah, there is a community out there that's, or not a community, but the pipe smokers out there that smoke pipe, but that got nothing to do with YouTube. Because the tobacconist is making, look in South Africa, I mean, the guys every day busy. And half the people that go there, while I was there, I don't even know them from YouTube. I mean, I don't see them on YouTube. They're just guys that buy smoke, pipes and tobacco and go to work and smoke and go home and smoke. So if there's 4,000 like that, then the guy stays in business. I mean, Van Erko's will put up such a big processing plant and having house blends tobacco in South Africa if there wasn't a market.
Almost toffee? That's not right. Good stuff, man. Balkan Cecchini. Can't go wrong. So I've been trying to catch up on these videos. See what people are up to. Lots of fun stuff. And one of the things that I found, I get back on YouTube, start looking around, and lo and behold, I find when I get back on the YouTubes that Yusuf Sayed is in the States and traveling around visiting people in the YTPC. He's making a circuit, hanging out with people and saying hello. And I was like, this is cool. So I got a hold of him and asked him, I reached out to him and asked if he was going to be anywhere near the Western Kentucky area. And he wasn't sure. His itinerary has changed up a bit, I think. So he's had to reorganize what he was going to do. He's had to kind of change course a little bit. He wasn't sure. We went back and forth for a few days, and it turned out that he could make his way. He was going to go down and see Brody Joe, and that course would have him going through Nashville, as it turned out. So I was able to go down there and meet up with him for a couple days and spend a weekend in the Nashville area. I knew of a couple of good tobacco shops, so I thought, we'll just chill out, man, and I'll show him some of my favorite places to go. And we had a great time. It was... Yusuf is a character, man. He's a really interesting guy. He speaks 5 different languages. He has been to, I think, 11 countries on 4 different continents. He's seen all of Africa. He's been all throughout the Middle East and Asia. He has seen Tibet and climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. He's a combat veteran, served as a sergeant in the South African Army fighting communists in Angola. So he's seen a lot. He actually knows what it's like to have to defend his home against armed bandits who have shot at his mother, stabbed other immediate family members and shot at them. We talk about standing up for freedom and fighting for freedom. Yusuf knows what it's like to actually have to do that literally, for real. And he's very humble about it. He's a wealth of knowledge about anything from history to geography to different cultures around the world. I mean, he's filled with stories. I could talk to the guy for weeks and not get tired of it. A very, very fascinating man. Witty, funny, just all around interesting dude to hang out with. I feel fortunate to have met him and spent that time with him. By the time I met up with him in Nashville, he had smoked 93 cigars, 229 blends of tobacco. He had tried 229 different blends. And there's more to go. Like, he can't keep up with it. You know what I mean? Everywhere he goes, people are, try this. And I haven't smoked that much tobacco in one weekend in a long time, if ever, I don't think. I mean, when he says Smoking Sayed, man, that's an apt name for him. The guy, he told me that on average he smokes about 12 bowls a day.
Oh, Amy, Bonile le incha. Did you look after the dog today? Bonile?
Ubonile?
Bonile look after? Amy, Bonile le incha.
Ubona.
Bonile.
Okay, but...
So you don't use bona now, use Bonile.
Ubona or Ubonile?
It depends on how you want to say it. If you say, look at that dog.
Yeah.
Ubona le incha. Did you look after the dog? Amy, Bonile le incha today.
Le imcha.
Yeah.
Imche?
Imcha.
Imcha. Okay, so
Imcha.
le imcha is
Imcha is
dog.
dog. Doesn't matter male or
imcha.
female. Imcha.
Ubono.
ubonile.
Ubonile is did you look after?
Yeah, did you look after
But
the
if
dog?
you say look at the dog, it's
Yeah, ubona.
Ubona?
Le imcha.
Ubonile.
Ubonile is to look after. Ubona is look at.
Ubona, ubonile. Those are the
Ubonile,
two.
yeah.
Ubona, ubonile.
Ubonile le imcha today. Did you see the dog today, or did you look after the dog today?
I mean, to my tongue, it's like a tongue twister.
Ubona le imcha. Look at that dog. So Amy, ubona le imcha. Look at the dog, and she'll say, "What the shit are you saying, buddy?" It's a ubona le imcha. You just repeat it. Ubona le imcha. You can even throw the F word if you want. Ubona le fucking imcha. And then she say, "What? Ubona fucking imcha, man."
Fucking imcha.
Imcha. Ubonile.
But fucking would go in the same place between lay and
Yeah.
imcha.
So you get
Like
to hilarious.
the fucking dog.
Yeah, you act
lay
like you.
fucking imcha.
She'll ask you, "Did you go to Nashville? Did you lose your mind?"
Yeah.
You say ubonile.
Ubonile.
Did you see? You don't have to say nothing in English. You just keep on repeating yourself 10 times like you fucking lost your English vocabulary. It'll be so hilarious.
If we ate turtles raw, we'd have a buffet right here. I mean, it's packed. It's jam packed with turtles.
Yeah, but there's a
Two right there.
Right. But
I don't consider myself to be really into conspiracy theories. I think most of the things that we call conspiracy theories these days aren't conspiracy theories. Chemtrails, that whole topic, I've not looked at that. Haven't thought much about it one way or the other. I think that anyone who's honest, if they pay attention to the skies regularly, they would have to admit that in recent years, there seem to be a lot more of these condensation trails left by airplanes that that don't go away, and they're fat and wide and cloudy looking, not sharp, and they're all over the sky. And I don't remember that. I've been around for 45 years, and it hasn't been that way my whole life. I'm sure of it. I can't explain why in recent years there seem to be so many more airplanes leaving trails that don't go nowhere. Doesn't make any sense to me. I have chosen not to be paranoid and not to bother looking into any ridiculous explanations for why that might be. And then I had a mind-blowing experience. It might be an exaggeration to call it mind-blowing. I had a very impressive experience sitting in that park on that bench with Yusuf when he looked up at the sky at one of these things and said, "What's that?" And I was like, "What do you mean, what's that?" And he's like, "That streak in the sky." He described it as looking like the tire track left by a NASCAR. He's like, "What is that?" And I said, That's a condensation left by an airplane." And he laughed and said, "No, seriously, what is that?" And I said, "You've never seen one of those." He says, "Look, airplane trails go away." And he points to a plane in the sky as it's flying, and you see the condensation trail dissipate behind it. And he says, "See? Now, what is that?" And so we spent the next hour watching planes fly in the sky and talking about chemtrails. Which is a lot more fun than it might sound when you don't have to get up and go to work the next day.
okay, there's a plane coming. There's
Okay,
one.
okay, yeah,
There's
okay.
one. Right. Now look, you see how
You can see it disappearing behind him. Though.
behind him. You see that? You see that?
Yeah.
That's now what. That's normal. That's
Yeah,
it.
right.
Right. That's what
So they tell us that what we saw here
is that.
is that.
Now bullshit. Why is that one then disappearing so quick?
I mean, that's the obvious question. That's,
Right. And why is it not as thick as that?
Yeah.
You see now where is that mark? It's gone there towards that cloud. It was here.
Well, it's still there.
but it's still in the air.
Yeah. But yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, I didn't, I've heard that, Yusuf, and it's like, okay, maybe I don't know enough.
I don't know. That's why I asked you what's there.
But that like blew my mind. That's the first time I've heard anybody say, I've never seen that.
Not in pure nature, natural environment. Okay, maybe you guys have so many flights flying in and out of America. You guys like got 5,000 flights a day. Yeah, I can understand it. But
there's
I mean,
planes all over the world, though.
Yeah, but that's what
Like
I'm saying.
if you look at one of those maps of like planes,
Yeah.
like
Well, I travel by plane all over the world.
well, that's
my
what-
pass, and I never see these.
if you're
like-
saying you've never seen that,
No.
and you've got plenty of planes flying over.
Oh
you.
yeah. Going
That's
to the
crazy.
airport, going there, we see all the planes going up. We don't see things like that. Now that is definitely some kind of experiment. Either with the government side.
Yeah, no, that's the theory. I'm surprised you haven't seen one of those. I just assumed they were all over the world.
No. And I flew to India, Mumbai. The amount of flights coming to Mumbai and the air pollution in Mumbai, still you don't see things like this.
Really?
Yeah, you don't see things like that. I mean, you find a train, it goes, and it's then away. It's not there again. 5 minutes, man. I mean, that thing, as the plane goes, the air up there circulates and it's gone. It vaporizes.
No, I mean, yeah. Typically, I know same thing, but then you also see those, and they say it's the same thing.
No, it's not.
No.
You can see the difference in the look and it's not dispersing. Look at how long it's taking. Take chemicals.
Still there. It's still there.
Pensacola Air Base, Pensacola Airport, and Pensacola Navy, right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna go look for this shit in the sky, and I'm gonna ask Brody Joe, do you see this here? Because you fly a lot of airplanes, and if he says yeah, but it disappears, then you must know this is not natural. This is not a natural phenomenon.
No, I mean, this is all over the States. You see this.
Oh, you see this all over the States?
Yeah.
So why are they manipulating the weather?
That I don't know.
What are you trying to achieve? I mean,
Well, no. So,
is it for crops? Is it
It's chemicals to make the
population?
to make the public
Oh, public, okay.
docile,
Yeah.
to make people.
I know how to make the public docile. Just give everybody a pipe and tell them smoking is available everywhere. That will make everybody docile. I'm not joking.
It's true.
President
It's true.
Trump, with all the billions he has and with all the billions Musk have, the two of them go buy Peterson pipes, millions of Peterson pipes, and say, guys, come to the White House, collect one blend of Peterson pipe, one blend of tobacco, and you can be docile. Have a smoke on me, buddy. Tax free. Yeah, free pipe, free tin of tobacco, and we just want you to be docile.
True statement is true.
So the guys will start rocking up in the park, smoking their pipe, and they will all be sitting like this, like zombies.
No contrails needed.
No fuck all needed, buddy. What the shit?
I swear, that's the idea. That's the idea.
Make people docile. Pipe smoking makes people docile. Just give them a pipe. You know how happy people will be left alone smoking a pipe.
It's very funny.
Come on, man, these people.
yeah, so we had a good time. Relaxing, fun. It made me feel like I was back on the road again. Yusuf is on a heck of a trip. He's traveled his whole life. He's gone around all over the place. And it's been a long time since I was moving around like that. I haven't been bitten by the travel bug in years. And this was the first time in years where I felt like I was on the road again. It kind of felt like I was on the road with him. And we just relaxed. We just had fun with it. We talked about everything from combat in Angola to the Vietnam War to chemtrails. Favorite foods we liked to eat, anything and everything. I got to really know him, it felt like, and he's an impressive guy. He's a good guy. Hopefully, if I don't know where his route's going to take him, what his schedule's like, but I'm hoping before he leaves the country that I have the chance to run into him again, that maybe we can meet up again before he takes off. But a very cool visit, a lot of fun. This was kind of crazy. I should have led with this. I got to try a unicorn blend, a true unicorn blend for me. Yusuf brought some tobacco with him from South Africa for people to try, for those he meets along the way. He's sharing a little bit here and there with the people that he meets along the way. A very limited supply because you can only bring so much with you on the airplane. But there is this South African tobacco called, he said he wasn't sure what the brand might be, but that there were, it's essentially sold as a house blend all over South Africa. It's called rum and honey. And he said that it was the process that they used to make this stuff was only found there in South Africa. There is a tea plant called Rooibos, I think he said. I've got it written down in there. But there's, the bees make honey from this, the pollen from this tea plant. And they make a lot of different products with that tea. But it's got a unique smell to it. And the bees make honey with it, and then the tobacco is cured with this honey somehow. I don't know how it works. But he let me have a bowl of it and try it out, and it was unbelievable, man. It can't be exported, or at least he could not mail it out and export it unless he has a certain license. And I guess all of the places that do have a license don't export it for some reason. I wasn't clear on that. But at any rate, as far as he's aware, and so as far as I'm aware, the only way to get this stuff is you've got to go to South Africa to get it and bring it back with you. It was phenomenal. 8 out of 10. I mean, it was. There are certain blends that, like Latakia did this for me, where the first time you try it, it's so different, it's so unique. Nothing else smells like this, nothing tastes like this. You're introducing your olfactory senses to some new thing that you can't, there's no like reference, there's no frame of reference, there's nothing you can compare it to. It's its own animal. This was like that. This was a tobacco that had a very distinct taste. I pulled out my notepad and started taking notes while I was smoking it because I wanted to remember this. And I may try and replicate it. It's not going to happen. It's going to be impossible. If I can't find some way to get some of it over here, then I may try to replicate it myself. So I was trying to take, I don't usually write down notes of what I'm tasting and what I'm picking up in something. I just kind of run it through my head. But this time I did. It reminded me of, there's an incense, a brand of incense called Nag Champa you may or may not be familiar with. It was very popular amongst a certain age group in the 1990s. A lot of teenagers that I knew were really into lighting up these incense sticks from Nag Champa. And they have all different types. I don't remember which one it was, which scent it was, but it distinctly smelled like one of these Nag Champa incense sticks. But there was kind of what tasted to me like a white burley body underneath it. I did not pick up rum or honey, but some honey that you try, if it's not the store-bought crap, but like local honey, natural honey, on the front end of it, there's an almost tangy, it reminds me of tannins in wine. There's like a tangy kind of thing that hits you right before the sugar hits. It had that kind of tart, tangy stuff, just in small measure, that ran through the whole thing. And then that would unfold into this grassy, reed-like kind of flavor. It was all melding perfectly. It wasn't like, it was like you could alter the taste based on the burn rate, not on where you're at in the bowl. So a consistent, constant smoke the whole way through, like reliable. He said he's been smoking it since, I think, 2002, something like that. It's his favorite. He would not let himself have any while he's on this trip because he said if he did, he'd be tempted to smoke the whole bag and it would be gone. But anyhow, Yusuf, thank you, man. Thank you for letting me try that. That stuff was good. That was, again, it was you know, for me, it was like a true unicorn blend. Unbelievable tobacco. I'm going to try, I'll be making notes, and I'm going to be trying some other tobaccos this year probably to try and replicate that stuff if I can.
What did it again? I'll teach it to Amy. Look at that dog.
Oh,
Ubona
le imcha.
ubona
Le imcha.
le imcha. Ubona le imcha. I mean, it's, you know. And if the idea is to calm people down, it must not be working because they're getting worked up over it, right? People are not.
Yeah, nobody's docile. That's
Yeah.
why I say give them a pipe. Look, there's another one coming. There, look at that. Come on, man. There's the second one we see. No contrail. Bullshit, I call it. Look there, that thing is still there in the air. Look at it. It's not as thick as it was, but it's still there.
Yeah, no. Ubona le muna? How would you say with the dog? Ubona le muna.
Oh, ubona le
with the
muna,
imcha.
ubona le imcha.
How?
There's another one, come on. And there's 3 already. There's another one. What they do is, the tortoise always turtles up. Right? When you try to catch it, it goes in the shell. Now to get him out of his shell and to eat the meat, they place the whole tortoise in a bucket of boiling water.
Okay.
So he boils and then he dies. He burns from inside.
Like a lobster, you mean?
Yeah,
Like,
like a lobster. But a lobster is used to that shit. I mean, a turtle, that's a mammal kind of thing. You know? So they take that thing and they shove him in hot water, and then he dies, and then they pull out the meat. The bottom part is a little bit soft at the bottom of the belly.
okay.
So they just slit it open, they put their hand in, they take out the meat, and then they recook the meat, mix it with some tomatoes and onions and braise it or whatever. But to get the flesh, then all they do is they take the shell, and it's empty shell, so you can throw it away.
I mean, it sounds delicious, no lie.
It sounds delicious, but I mean, if you see the guys how they actually catch the thing and shove in there, and the sounds that the tortoise makes, you won't be standing there. Yeah, if they dish it up and cook it and put it there on the table and say, "Oh man, this is fresh tortoise meat," yeah, you'll enjoy it.
It'll make a
But-
sound, though?
But they got that like a squeaky kind of noise.
Really?
Yeah, like they're in pain. I mean,
But a turtle will make a sound.
not
like-
I know about turtle, tortoise. I'm talking about the.
Oh, yeah, the
tortoise.
big, yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
the
so,
tortoise.
yeah. In
Africa, you don't get so much of turtles, only by the rivers and lakes. But tortoises are all over. Ground tortoises.
in Arizona,
Yeah.
a lot of people have, I don't remember what kind of tortoise, but they have tortoises as pets. And they dig these holes remarkable, big enough for like a child to crawl down into,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
tunnel into the
Right,
ground.
right.
They dig a little den like that, and they would
Yeah,
do it
that's
like
where they lay the
right
eggs.
here.
That's where they lay the eggs.
Yeah.
They dig a hole like that and they reverse in and then.
But they're huge. Like
Yeah,
you
they're
could,
huge,
you
yeah.
could, and they'll do it on the ground, like just
Yeah,
go
yeah.
down at an angle.
Right.
Yeah, and they all, I've heard them. They get very noisy when they're
Yeah,
mating. They
yeah.
get really like aggressive, loud. It's kind of gross.
So anyhow, we finally found a place to sit and chill out and smoke. We had a great time, a really hell of a time just being still for the day and not having to go anywhere. That doesn't happen. It's so rare anymore that you can just kind of sit and be, you know? And we were able to do that. We witnessed 2 hawks flying in and catching a fish and taking off. Yusuf actually saw the grab. I didn't, which kind of bummed me out a little bit. I heard the splash and I looked up and saw them taking off with it. He actually witnessed them snatching the fish and taking off twice. Not once, but twice. But that's not the only thing. He's seen 2 bald eagles since he's been in the U.S. I've been over half of the United States. Half of the states I have seen. And I've only seen a bald eagle 1 time. He saw 2 in his first week here. That's crazy. That's crazy. A magnificent bird if you've never seen one. A bald eagle is a gorgeous animal. Gorgeous. Really big. Much larger than you would think they are from the pictures and the little statues that you see on top of flagpoles. They don't do it justice. They're not to scale. They're not to scale. Like the little bronze mold or casting that you see of bald eagles, not to scale. It's a big bird. If there were a bald eagle in this room with me, where I'm sitting right now, he'd be about 3 feet taller.
Do you see that turtle floating?
Oh yeah, there, yeah.
Floating right there.
Yeah, right there in front, yeah.
He's just hanging out.
Yes.
Your theory is good.
He's
though.
been docile.
Right, right. Yeah.
The docile turtle.
Your theory is good though about the pipe to make everybody calm, because it kind of works, man. Because here's the deal: like, you could say, well, they've got there's this push to get marijuana legalized, and they've got everybody on drugs. I don't know what it's like in South Africa, but they got everybody
Same
on drugs
shit,
here
same shit.
to calm them down.
Yeah.
Right.
Prozac and
But
all the
that
other
shit, all that shit makes you stupid,
You're right.
and you can't think straight, and you're not motivated, and you're apathetic.
Yeah.
And this doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Pipes don't do that.
Yeah. It makes you calm, yes.
So you
but it
could-
doesn't make you stupid.
Right.
It
you
makes
could
you
stay,
ponder and think and reflect. And
You can stay sharp.
yeah.
You get you like you said, reflect on things. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it's like you could see how that's why maybe that's why there's this push against tobacco. You know,
Yeah, we have a look.
I'm saying if you
Yeah.
if you think that's crazy, you should see them when the sky is full of them. It's like what? Like it's very
Like a web.
yeah, like hash marks. You know, like
Yeah,
chicken scratches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Ja, nou there.
Ja.
Kijk naar dat vliegtuig. Hij lost geen emissie. Look at that plane. He's leaving no emissions.
Emissie?
Emissie.
Emissie.
Emissie. Ja. Hij lost means he leaves no. Geen is no. Geen emissies. Ja, geen.
Geen.
Geen. Why are you laughing again?
Elon Musk.
Yeah, I mean,
Just buy a bunch of pipes.
they got billions. I mean, what's the cheapest Peterson pipe? I mean, Peterson will give them a heavy discount even if they want to buy 1 million pipes or 5 million pipes.
Just invest in Peterson.
Yeah, or buy the Peterson bloody company. You have the money.
It's funny.
Yeah, and then just buy Peterson and give a blend in the tobacco and say, this is for the docile population of America. Chill, relax, go to the park, have a smoke on Trump. Tax free.
That's good. That's good, man. That's good.
Yeah. So, all in all, a good week, a good weekend. This weekend has been just as good, just laid back. You know, things are slowing down. They'll swing back up again, but for now it's good to breathe. We dodged some bad tornadoes that came through a couple nights ago. I think 24 people were killed a couple counties over. Nothing here, thank the Lord. So, I am going to smoke a little more tobacco. Probably drool over some eBay pipes for a little bit longer because it's fun, you know. I may talk myself into getting that other one in after all. I don't know, man. It's hard to say. It's hard to decide, you know. I don't know. Just taking it easy, man. Just taking it easy. Yusuf, thank you again. Thank you for taking the time to hang out, man. Hit me up if you're going to come back through near this area again before you leave. Please let me know. Please let me know. I'd like to see. I'd love you to meet Amy. Yeah. Until then.